सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Om. Samskaras prescribed by our scriptures for the sake of mental purification, physical purification we can do every day, taking bath, etc. But purification of one's own mind is not that much easy as we purify our body, because it is subtle. We call it as subtle body, and that body we are carrying from janmas, from many janmas, from many births. That's why we do not know its movements, where, how it goes, and how it afflicts the physical body. We are not having that much access to know. That is why we have to take the support of Shastra and the guidance of our teachers. Then we can understand those samskaras properly and apply them into our life carefully and with sincerity, with a lot of faith, so that we can get the benefit of that samskaras. All other samskaras, when separate individual samskaras from garbhadhanam onwards. But when you come to Vivaha, marriage, it is not connected to only one person. Vivaha, marriage or wedding, connected to two individuals. That is the difference between other samskaras and this samskara. Vivaha samskara, where the two individuals are together here, going to join in their life as partners. That is why this samskara has got a lot of items, steps, that for the sake of both of their prosperity, well-being, health, etc., etc. And I said there are some samskaras which are Vaidikam, which are, some of them are Laukikam. Vaidika samskara, Vaidika Vivaha, there Vedic mantras are there. And in non-Vedic item, steps, they are called Laukikam. Slokas are there, not mantras. Shlokas are there. Like Mangalyam Dharana, in the last class I introduced as 12th step item of Vivaha. Mangalyam Tantuna Nena Mama Jivana Hetuna Kanthe Vadnami Subhage Tvam Jiva Sharadashatam. This is not a Vedic mantra. Mangalya Dharana, Kanyaka Danam, they do not come under Vedic. They are Laukikam. Some slokas are there. So, this Mangalya Dharana Anantaram, now I have to continue the next step. And we have to remember the purpose of samskara is all the way to take this person towards moksha purushartha, providing artha kama purushartha, and with the help of artha kama and dharma, the person equip himself, qualify himself for moksha purushartha, the ultimate human goal. Now, after Mangalya Dharana, next one item is Maunji Dharanam. Maunji Dharanam means this we saw in the Upanayanam of that boy. Maunji Dharanam, that they take the darbha, the grass, darbha grass, make like a belt like girdle, and they tie to that waist part. They tie it. For that boy it is there. We come to know that this Vivaha is like a Upanayanam for the girl. Therefore, here the girl also has to wear that maunji, girdle, grass, darbha grass, like a belt that she has to wear. Just as the boy wear at the time of Upanayanam, now she has to wear that. Because he is going to do Vedika karma, he has qualified, he got Upanayanam and he became fit for Vedika karma. Now she has to become fit for Vedika karma along with him. Therefore, she also has to tie that maunji dharanam, she has to take up. So, moksha-artham jnanam is required. Jnanartham chitta shuddhi is required. Chitta shuddhyartham Vedika karma is required. Vedika karma artham, that means Vedika karma acharanam, you have to, anushthanartham, you have to purify yourself. Vivaha samskaraha. So, Vedika karma anushthanartham alone Vivaha samskaraha. But this word nobody knows nowadays. Therefore, they have to know that Vedika karma anushthanartham Vivaha samskaraha. For the purpose of performing Vedic rituals, one has to come together as a couple, dampatis. What for? Because they have to carry the Veda Shabda Rashi. Vedic rituals they have to perform, means they have to learn, chant some Vedic mantras, they have to perform. Therefore, the brahmachari has undergone that rituals, she is also preparing herself for this to carry the Veda Shabda Rasi. That is the meaning. Now after this Maunji Dharanam, the boy takes her to Agni Kunda, fire. Taking near the fire. That is the next one. Leading the bride near the sacrificial fire. After going there, what he says to her, that is also in sloka form, and that important words I will tell you. In that second line it comes, the boy says, Grihan Gaccha, you come to my family. And he says, Grihapatni Bhava, you should come as a mistress of this house or queen of this house. He says, you step into my house as a queen, like Vashini Bhava. May you keep the whole family in harmony, under your control. Keep whole family members under your control. Vashini Bhava. That means it is very clear that she is not looked upon as a servant. No one should look upon her as a servant. She is the Ragni, queen of the house. Then the fourth word he says, Vidatham Avadasi. And you give me suggestions also while I am performing any rituals, any austerities. You have to give me suggestions. As a queen of this house, you have to enter this house. This is the Agni Samipa Nayanam. This is the mantras. Then 15th one is remembering the Devatas. remembering the bride's association with gods. Because he has to take permission from all gods, devatas. Who are they? Soma Devata, number 2 Gandharva Devata, number 3 Agni Devata. Soma Devata stands for mental growth of the child. From 1 year, first year to 4th year, Soma Devata has taken care of her mental growth. Therefore, he has to take permission from Soma Devata. So, Soma Devata has to hand over her to Gandharva Devata. From 8th year to 9th year, she was taken care of by Gandharva Devata. Then, after 9 years, that is from 10th year onwards, that Gandharva Devata handed over her to Agni Devata. So, Agni Devata is the presiding deity of speech. So, he is taking care of. Gandharva Devata taking care of her body growth. So, this boy has to take permission from these 3 devatas and asking them, you please give her to me. Now I am going to take care of her. Please hand over her to me. That is the way he has to ask. Then, after this 15th item, next item is Panigrahanam. So, very important step item in the wedding. Panigrahanam, holding the bride's hand. Here also there are lot of mantras, and Atha asyeda dakshinena nicha hastena. She has to raise her, supposed to hold the right hand of that boy with her right hand. So here also there are very nice mantras. Dakshinam utthanam hastam grinhiyat. Dakshinam utthanam hastam grinhiyat. That means the hand of the girl turned upwards, like that. Then what he has to say, the boy says, Yadi kamayet strireva janayeyam angulireva grinhiyat. This boy is telling to her, if you want only girl child, female child, then you can catch my fingers leaving the thumb. Leaving the thumb, you can catch hold of my fingers. All other fingers are feminine in gender, Strilingam. They are called Kanishtika, Anamika, Madhyama, Tarjani. All are in feminine gender. If you want only girl child, catch all the fingers, leaving the thumb. That is the idea. Kanishtika means little thumb, little finger. Anamika means ring finger. Madhyama means middle finger. Tarjani means forefinger. Yadi kamayet pumsaha janayeyam angushtaha eva grinhiyat. If you want a male child, boy child, you catch only the angushta, means the thumb only you can hold on. And he asks further, suppose if you want a female and a male child, both whole hand with along with all fingers she can hold, she can catch. If you want both boy and girl, hold the whole hand. That is the idea there in Panigrahanam. And after Panigrahanam, they walk together. That Saptapadi comes. Before Saptapadi, there is another Saptapadi comes. Before Saptapadi, there is one more prayer. Saraswati. They have to invoke Saraswati, goddess Saraswati. For what purpose? Saubhagyam. For Saubhagyam, they have to pray to Goddess Saraswati. Saraswati predamava subhage Vajinivati tam tva vishvasya bhutasya pragaya masya prataha masyagrataha. That is the prayer. There are many prayers. I am just one or two quoting there. Okay. So the prayer to Saraswati. Then another prayer for Vayu Devata. She asks for that boy, asking for her to get love among all family members, to get love from her towards every member of the family. O Vayu Devata, just as you spread everywhere, let her love also spread on my family members and me and on my brothers and sisters and everyone. Otherwise tomorrow she will not say, don't talk with your sister, don't talk with your brother, don't talk with your mother. There is a problem. That's why this boy is very mantras always see the future, how the mind goes. That's what these are the prayers. Man manasam shrunotu. Let her thoughts align with my thoughts. Let there be a harmony in her thinking, in her thoughts. Let her not become hysterical. Okay, after marriage, possessiveness increases, and some people, some ladies becomes hysterical. Now, create a lot of havoc in the family. When she goes into that newly, she has to take care of that family. She need a lot of maturity. Otherwise, she cannot handle. That's what this boy is asking her through invoking the Devatas. Now this Panigrahanam over. Now Saptapadi, most important one. Saptapadi, this item validates the entire Vivaha Samskara. There is a sloka, how it validates. The sloka tells, Nodakena na Vacha va kanyayaha patiruchyate panigrahana samskarat patitvam saptame pade. What it means, the sloka is very important. Na udakena, not by just kanyakadanam, she is not going to be his wife, not just by kanyakadanam. Na vacha, not by even nischay tambulam, she is not going to become his wife. Vacha means they say, I am giving my daughter to you, that vacha. By just words, in nischay tambulam, she cannot become his wife. Pati kanyayaha, this boy is said to be husband when panigrahana samskarat, after panigrahanam, only after panigrahanam, 7 steps they have to walk together. Saptame pade swagotrat bhrashyate. Nari vivaha saptame pade. That means panigrahana anantaram, she has to walk 7 steps. Not first step she can become his wife. 6th step, even 7th step completion, only she can become. After 7th step completed, then she becomes his patni, wife. That is the idea. Panigrahana anantaram eva patitvam, patnitvam bhavati, and patitvam also. He also can be called as husband. For each step there is a prayer for ideal marriage. So this is very important. I would like to give some points in this. There are different mantras. First step, second step, third step, what are all he is asking the Devatas, and what she is going to promise also. She is also doing a lot of promise for him. So these are all, I told you, before marriage, girl and boy should read all these mantras and meanings, so that we can save their lives without diverse thinking, fighting, all those things. So very, very important. So all of you can take up this project and study thoroughly about Vivaha and educate the girl and boy before they are going to marriage. This must be certificate. Have you studied this Vedic Vivaha mantras? Vedic Vivaha Paddhati, have you completed? You have qualification that only marriage. That is the condition you have to put. Then what for we have to put that condition? They have to live happily. That's what we want. Now, what are those 7 steps here? In this mantras, everywhere Vishnu Tva Anvetu word comes. In this every mantra that is repeated. That means let Vishnu come along with you, behind you. Every step Vishnu should come along with you. That continues. With each of your step, let Vishnu follow you. So Vishnu must bless you. Now the first one, Ekam Ishe. Through your first step, Vishnu follow you and come to our house for the sake of plenty of food. First one, plenty of food. Then second step, Shakti. Vishnutva Anvetu. So Vishnu should come along with power. Prana Shakti. Prana Shakti. At the 5 koshas level, Pranamaya kosha. Let him give Shakti. Then third step, let Vishnu help us to do austerities. Austerities. Chatvari Mayo Bhavaya Vishnu Stvavannetu. That is the third step is Vishnu Stvavannetu Trini Vrataya. Third step, Vrataya means austerities. Fourth step is for happiness. Mayo, that is Mayo Bhava means happiness. Let Vishnu come along with you for the sake of giving happiness. Then fifth step, Pashu. That means with regard to the cattle, Vahanams, required for the Panchagavyam, Abhishekam, ghee, etc. They are required for Vaidika karma. Therefore, let Vishnu come along with a lot of cattle. Nowadays, we cannot say cattle. Let him come along with the car and motorbike. Like they are the Vahanams nowadays. Represents all vehicles. Okay. Now, sixth step. He has to bring wealth and health. And particular vegetables for all seasons, particular vegetables, fruits, grains. This is for prosperity, seasonal prosperity. Let Vishnu brings seasonal prosperity through sixth step. Then Hotra, in seventh step, priest should perform the ritual. Hotra means the priest is required to perform Vedic ritual. Therefore, Saptabhyaha Hotrabhyaha Vishnustvavanvetu. This is the seventh step. All these are asked by the boy. Thus, food, energy, austerities, happiness, seasonal vegetables and fruits, prosperity, the priest for rituals to do. Some of them stand for Artha Kama, some of them stand for Dharma. So, Dharma, Artha, Kama, once they are fulfilled by getting all these items, above said items, naturally they will get a lot of maturity and they can qualify themselves for Moksha Purushartha finally. They can come. Then another mantra is there. Here he is asking Sakha Saptapada Bhava. So after completing 7 steps, may you are my true friend, he says. Sakha, you are my true friend with sharing pleasant and pains, and pleasure and pains both together will share each other. We are not to but we are one. That is the idea. Sakha saptapada bhava. Then Sakhyavato Mayosham. Second one is Sakhyayau Saptapada Babhuva Sakhyam Te Gameyam. Then Sakhyate Mayosham. That is, I will not cut this relation at any time. Until my death, I will live with you only, he says. The wedding relation is permanent relation. That is supposed to be permanent. It is given only, not only by me, you have to promise the same way to me also. That's why 7 janmas, they say 7 janmas, their relation continues. Suppose husband give problem to his wife, ill-treat her. What they say, Shastra says, this husband will born as a female in the next janma and get 7 janmas as a wife, he has to suffer. He will be ill-treated by her husband later because she has to born as a female, because he ill-treated his wife now. Therefore, as you sow, that you reap. That is the karma phalam. No one can escape. That's why a husband should not ill-treat his wife. Similarly, wife also should not ill-treat her husband. That is the idea. Then next, Sakhyat me mayosham. Not only I promise, you also should promise. From your side also, friendship has to be continued. If one side alone it is there, she also keeps always about particular her own likes and dislikes, it is not possible. So both of them has to be mutual agreement is required. You also should not be separated from me. Then Samayava Sankalpavahai. Here afterwards, let us plan together for house, for children, for many things. Let us plan together. Husband should not do anything without telling his wife. Wife also should not do anything without telling her husband. That is the rule. Then Sampriyau Rochishnu. In spite of differences bound to be there, opinions, different opinions, let us continue live together. Difference of opinions does not mean one has to separate. In spite of differences, let us live together. Sumanasya manau. Let us be well-wishers of each other. Sannau manaha. Let us do all vratas together. Then he says, Jauraham prithvitvam. I am like the earth. I am like the atmosphere. You are like the earth. Together. Inseparable. Retoham. Reto bhrutvam. I am the seed. You are the holder of that seed. Land. Manaha aham vaktvam. I am the mind. You are the speech. You are the speech. Just as the mind and speech are inseparable. Whatever you say, I must listen. Whatever I say, you must listen. Alignment should be there. In your mind and my speech, and in my mind and in your speech, let there be an alignment. Then next point, Samaham Riktvam. I am Samaveda, you are Rigveda. So musical part of Rigveda is Samaveda. Mantra part of Samaveda is Rigveda. So musical part is Samaveda, mantra part is Rigveda. Without Rigveda, Samaveda is not there. Without Samaveda, Rigveda is not there. So Sunruta Mangalam. So we are inseparable and let us live together. Then he says, Shriyau Shriyai Putraya. Let us have noble, auspicious children, healthy children. These are the points, both of them mutual understanding. This is so wife well-being, long life, children, all are included in this health, and she has to be free from all evil forces, destruction of papas. So many mantras are involved there. So the girl has to cut off her relation from her family. Cut off means she should not talk about her family all the time in his house. So my mother, my family like that, my parents' family is like that. Always she does comparison problem. So she should forget the time being her family when she is here. She should not talk about, compare about her family and this family. That is very, very wrong habit. They should not talk about the girl should not talk about her family members or their habits, whatever they cook, eat, and all those things they should not bring here. That is, there is another mantra, Mate Grihe, that is a big mantra is there. May you not shout, may you not speak any rude words, no shouting, no crying, please. The pleasant smiling face you have to be. So therefore they say first husband speak, wife has to listen. Wife speaks when wife speaks, husband has to listen. So husband speaks, wife has to listen. Suppose both of them are speaking, talking, shouting, what will happen? Neighbors will listen. So therefore they say, therefore both of them, one has to be silent. Okay. Then next one is Vivaha Homa. Vivaha Homa is or Pradhana Homa, the main sacrificial ritual. Here sacrifice means people mistake and animal sacrifice like that. Sacrifice is not animal sacrifice. Sacrifice means what? Offering, ghee, all those things, so many other things. That there are 16 mantras chanted offering the ghee in this oblation. Through this oblation, Agni, Varuna, Indra, they are all worshipped. In this Vivaha Homa, it is called 18th step, Vivaha Homa. Then 19th step is Ashmarohanam, stepping on the stone. This we saw when the boy Upanayana time also, Ashmarohanam, stepping on the stone. You know that symbolically it shows that she has to be firm. When difficulties comes in the family, she has to face, stubborn. She should not be like a stone, but we have to take it positively. When a difficult situation comes, she has to withstand in the family without running, going to the parents' house. When difficulties comes, they go away from that. It is not fair on her part. So she has to be with them, and that mantra says, Atishta imam ashmanam atishta ashma iva sthira bhava. May you be firm like this ashma stone, so that with compassion you have to, inside you are like a stone, but outside you look very, very compassionate person. You have to show compassion. Then next comes item Laja Homa. Laja means puffed rice. Homa means offering in the fire. Imam Nari. There he is asking for all these things. That is whatever above said. All those things, prosperity, health, whatever he is asking, I will tell you. Health and longevity of the bride is asking in this, is invoking that Agni, Varuna, Indra, all of them, and is asking for children, to be born healthy children. Then freedom from disease. Let his wife should be free from disease and other inauspicious events, and removal of all papas. In this Laja Homa, they are asking for this. And mutual goodwill and harmony in the family. And last, the bride has to disidentify with her family, father's family, and identifying herself completely with her husband's family. That is very, very important. Otherwise, she cannot live wholeheartedly. But that is lacking in present modern girls. Olden days, they were living like that. Nowadays, you cannot say that way. Whatever happening in husband's house reach to mother's parents' house, that there will be a problem. It's okay. That means she is not able to handle properly in Artham. She is not able to handle means she is not properly disciplined or mature enough. That is the meaning. We have to take like that only. That's why it's not easy to become a wife to so and so person, not just to go to honeymoon and a few movies and all. That is not that wedding. That's why he said, you are the Ragni, you are the queen of this house, you are the boss of everyone. He already given permission to her. She should deserve to be like that. Then after this is Pradhana Homa over, Ashmarohanam over, then Maunji Mochanam. Maunji, that Maunji Dharanam, what she did, now they have to remove that. Maunji Mochanam. Then he invoked again Agni Devata and all other devatas while asking to let her be free from this girdle, this Maunji Bandhanam. Now she is going to become his wife. Full rights he is having. He can take her to his house. That is called Maunji Vimochanam or Maunji Mochanam. Or another name is called Yoktra Mochanam, untying the Darbha girdle. That is, there are also mantras are there, and later up to here with this the wedding part in girl's house over. Now some other items are there in boy's house, that husband's house, from here onwards. This is called Patni Nayanam, number 21. Griham Pratigamanam. This boy is taking whatever gifts he got, wealth, money, everything. He tells her, you keep them carefully, safely. We are going to travel through the forest those days. Okay, you have to safely, you have to keep, no one should keep an eye on that wealth. So safely they have to cross a river, forest, so many, and vehicle they are going, like bullock cart and all, those days. Okay, so the mantras were there. So taking the girl to boy's house. Here he says, Samragni Bhava Swasure, may you become the boss, queen of this house, in the mother-in-law's house. Then, so Samragni Sashrova Bhava, that means you are the boss to mother-in-law also, you are the boss to sister-in-law also, you are the boss to brother-in-law also. Prajayascha dhanascha cha patinam virat bhava. So for the entire wealth, whatever I have, and for your children also, you are the boss. Whatever you say, everyone has to follow. That is the idea. You see how much importance they have given to that woman. This woman lives, people have to read these mantras. But the girl who is going to marry also should know her importance and role, and keeping that wealth, when they come to his house, one side they keep her wealth and one side boy wealth, and they say, now there is no difference between your wealth and my wealth, both are together. So they join together. Stri dhanam kept in front, and the boy wealth also kept in front. So this is both of us together make use of this wealth. Both of them have right. That's why in those days they used to wear that bunch key, all Vivaha keys, and ladies only used to have, not gents. Okay. That's why wife, another name is called Dara in Sanskritam. So Dara means the one who separate. Vidarani. She can separate sometimes. She can separate all four brothers also. She can separate her husband from his family members. So Dara. But she should not make use of that word. Okay. Even though she is Dara, Sumana Pravishami. Girl says, I am going to keep brothers together. She also has to promise. Now she has to do lot of promise. Daily I will cook food, varieties of food I will cook for you, and all rituals I will support you, and all I will prepare for you, and whatever way you want to dress up me, I will dress up, and everything she has to promise. So mutual understanding is required. So these are all there. Anyhow, so in all rituals also I will follow. Sumana Pravishami. Without willingness, if she does, it's not worthy. Therefore, like agarbatti, agarbatti example we give. It burns itself and gives fragrance. All these words are not tasty nowadays. But she should deserve to be like that. Agarbatti gives fragrance everywhere, but it never keeps its identity. The more you want to keep your identity, the more you become very, very, very little, very meager person. Little means belittling, inferior person. The more you drop your identity, individuality, these words are not very, very liked by modern people. How to drop individuality? Why to drop my identity? When I drop my identity, where is my life? But our culture says your life is not holding your identity or individuality. Your life is when you drop your identity and individuality. You see all the way. In Vedanta also what we say, when you come to scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, what Bhagavan Krishna says? Drop your ahankara. So this training is coming from here itself. Identity, mine, I am, that identity, this is the only place where you can drop. In front of your children, your husband, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, once you drop ahankara, you are slowly you are reducing its fattiness of ahankara. So slowly you are going to get lot of vairagyam, viveka, guru prapti, chitta shuddhi, so many things you will get. Nice, very. That is why individuality you have to drop anyhow when you come to Vedanta. That also people won't drop after coming to Vedanta also. They hold on to what? They hold on to ahankara. That ahankara is not so easy to be dropped. If they drop, they are fortunate. If they don't drop, they have to they have to suffer. Okay. Now next one is Pravesha Homa. They have to, after Griha Pravesha, after entering the girl, you know that they keep rice and she has to. There are a lot of other things also. I am not explaining every point. Some of them I am explaining. So you know some of them. Pravesha Homa for children and wealth and all those things they perform, and to follow family achara, all those things according to the family achara they perform those. So, next one is after entering the boy's house, after Pravesha Homa over, then they have to maintain maunam, silence, both of them. This is the 24th step item. Not exactly, one or two, sometimes some books they combine one or two and sometimes they give elaborately. Then what they have to do, this Dhruva star that she has to see, Dhruva Nakshatram, the pole star, Dhruva Darshanam, pole star has to be, that darshanam she has to do. Then why? What is the significance of that? That pole star stands for all other stars are around this pole star. The pole star position, it occupies such a steady position, and you have a steady source like that with Dhruva star. Here in my house also, you are the cause for the steadiness of other stars like Dhruva star. You are the source for other members of the family. You are aptly called Dhruva. Husband says that, Purohita says mantras when they are chanting, you are also changeless like that Dhruva. Be steady. That is why in olden days the housewives are so gambhiram, so magnanimous they are. Nobody knows what she thinks inside. And she maintains her brother-in-laws, families, children, big families with a lot of firmness. You are like a post, you are like a pole star. That is the idea. In the night, the groom shows the pole star to her. Now it is, I do not know how it is happening. We do not know. Maybe you may be seeing that. The pole star to his bride or to his wife he shows, chanting the mantras. And then seeing the Arundhati Nakshatram, Arundhati star. Arundhati also, in Saptarshis, Vasishta Maharshi's wife Arundhati, all the Saptarshis' wives' names are known as one name, common name, Kritika. Kritikas, they are called Kritikas. Of them, Arundhati, sage Vasishta's wife, is the foremost, and the 7 sages hold her to be the foremost among all the Kritikas. Then this boy, husband, is asking her, you are like 8th Kritika now. So, of that Arundhati, in this the bride of mine grow to be the 8th Kritika in terms of chastity and blessedness. So the groom shows the star Arundhati to his wife, bride, and chant the mantra. The mantras are also there. Saptarshayaha. So like that it starts. And this is to inspire the bride to lead a glorious and virtuous life, like that of Arundhati. With this, the Pravesha Homa ritual is concluded. After this, now some Sesha Homas are there. Paraspara Samikshanam, seeing each other for the removal The remaining rites are Papanasha and Shatrunasha. For that sake, this girl supposed to address her husband. She has to touch him and he has to touch her, like that. Mantras are there, and for Paraspara Samikshanam. And if a wife is known as Jaya, that Manusmriti gives one Pati Balyam Samprasuya, like that it starts in Manusmriti, Yad Asyaha Jayate Punaha Tasmat Jaya iti. So he is going to born from her. That means husband is going to born as a child. Like that it comes later. In this Prajayasva Prajaya Putrakami, there may you be born again through me as our offspring. She asks her husband, may you be born again as our progeny. So, O bride, he is asking her, O bride, may you be born again as our progeny. Prajayasva Prajaya Putrakami. Then touching the heart. This is the Hridaya Sparsha. Comes Hridaya Sparsha. Here they invoke to avoid different opinions. Each one has to feel that this boy is going to ask, we are planning to get children. That means again Garbhadhana starts. Okay. Prajapati first he invokes, presiding deity of creation, because I want children. We are both are interested in getting children. Oh Brahmaji, you are the creator. Therefore they worship Prajapati. Then Tvashtaha, Lord of architecture. Tvashtaha in the heaven. May you shape all the limbs of my child. May you shape the limbs of my child properly. He invokes that Tvashta, architecture of heaven. Then they invoke Indra, stands for Balam. May you give strength, healthy, strong body to my child, which we are going to get. This is the prayer in Hridaya Sparsha. This is the last prayer. So, Shenno Bhava, like that husband says finally, let my wife have noble relations with two-legged one, four-legged one, like that. All for getting children also she should have noble thoughts, noble thinking. And Garbhadhanam rite will be done for her. With this Vivaha almost completed, concluding prayers, just I would like to give. What are those concluding prayers? Pitru Puja. A rite they perform for forefathers before getting children. In Garbhadhan time I said, forefathers also will come to that house where that pregnant woman is there, I said. Now you see, the whole cycle has come again. And that Garbhadhanam time, Pitru Puja they do for forefathers before getting children, because they are going to bless this child. And second is they have to do Dhanam, lot of charity also they have to do. Third one is they have to take Brahmana Ashirvada. The priests will come and chant mantras, so that they bless that the baby who is going to come. That is the thing. Then finally Arati. With this Vivaha Samskara is over. So if wedding is not just a signature, now we understand. Not going to register office and doing some signature. If you do signature for register marriage, for divorce also they have to do signature and all. In our Vedic wedding, we don't have any such type of registration and all. Register, like land registration. So funny is happening nowadays. So how great culture we have and how we have lost now where we are. Anyhow, please teach to your children, grandchildren the value, the significance of marriage, and if they live harmoniously, only healthy children will come. Healthy family, healthy children, they can become healthy citizens. And one's health also, mental health, emotional health, depending upon harmonious relation. That harmonious relation comes only when there is an adjustment, understanding. How understanding, adjustment can come? When you have higher goal in your life. Ishvara, Bhagavan, Guru, Satsanga, Shastra, and higher goal in your life, it is there. Naturally, family, the members can lead a harmonious life. That is very important. Seeing from Jatakam onwards. Okay, Swamini, suppose in spite of doing all rituals, in spite of seeing all horoscope and all, that time also sometimes it goes through some problems comes, suppose. What to do? How can we believe all this? For that we say, in spite of following all these rituals and from horoscope onwards, so many, everything we are seeing, but in spite of that, anything happens anytime, that is your prarabdha. We say, Shastra says that is one's own prarabdha. According to our previous janma karmas, it happens. That is why our ancestors or people, they accept it. We do our best and we go according to our Shastra. But everything has got its own rules, law of karma is there. So that is why we have to pray, we have to invoke lot of devatas. Please give me strength to withstand any situation. Let me have that patience, strength to face anything. But let us live harmoniously, without any disturbance, stress, anxiety, tension in relation, the family, children. So that ideal family, for that sake, we have to pray to the Lord and pray for everyone and maintain your mental sanity. For that, all values are important. Values are very, very important. Therefore, our peace and happiness is not outside. My peace and happiness is in me alone. My behavior, my thinking, my thoughts, my ego, my ahankara alone is the cause. Therefore, I am only responsible for my peace and happiness. Or I am only responsible for my tension, anxiety, stress also. That's why no need to blame anyone at any time. So the best relation in one's life is husband and wife relation. In our culture especially. Best relation. You can share, you can grow, you can mature, and to get moksha, Grihastha ashrama is the ideal ashrama. Therefore, generally Grihastha ashrama is meant for moksha purushartha. With this, I conclude Vivaha Samskara. There are some more samskaras that we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.